Hi, welcome to Nick's Tips. Today we're going to look at the hip movement in the golf swing. So I've got a couple of props. You can use alignment sticks or garden canes. Put them in the ground level with the outside of your heels and stop them at about hip high. And these are going to be good pointers to whether your hip movement is correct. So when you start your backswing, if your right hip touches the right hand cane, you've got work to do. Okay. The correct movement is a rotational movement, so the right hip will turn behind you, almost as if somebody's giving this hip pocket a tug, and it will move inside this cane. The amount your hips will turn will depend upon your flexibility. In general, your hips will control your shoulders. So if you keep your hips dead still, you'll find it's very difficult to turn your shoulders. Okay, so you need to let your hips turn a sufficient amount to free up your shoulder turn. For me, it's about 45 degrees. From here, I can then continue and make a full 90-degree shoulder turn. If you watch golf on telly, you'll see they generally turn their hips less. As you lose your flexibility, you're probably going to need to allow these hips to turn more in order to get a full shoulder turn. If when you're turning your hips, your left hip goes back towards the left-hand hole, and this gap is widening, that's equally as destructive in a golf swing. Okay, because you're already loaded on this left side and you've got nowhere really to go. Once your hips have made this rotational movement in the backswing, the next step is they're going to shift about 3 to 4 inches across. Will probably bump into this left-hand cane before they then rotate and move back inside it. So when you've finished your swing, your hips are now inside this cane. And if you're on the course and you haven't got the canes, or you haven't got canes at your house, imagine your hips are inside a barrel. You've got about an inch from either side. So your hips in the backswing will turn inside the barrel, then they'll move towards the side of the barrel and turn back inside it. The role of the hips is extremely important in a golf swing. Okay, I'll do a full swing so you can see them in action. Set into my position. I'll do it quite slowly. So as we go back, you'll notice now my hips have started to turn. As I finish my backswing, they've turned inside the cane. I change direction. They're moving laterally, and then they're moving back out of the way as I move through and finish. Okay, work on your hip turn and it'll improve your shoulder turn in your game. See you next time.